The secret to ending suffering is this: trade expectations for appreciation. If you are new to my channel, my name is Dina Bryant. I do inspirational videos, I do Dollar Tree hauls, and vegan recipes. Today's video is about suffering and the secret to end or suffering. One of the ways to end suffering is appreciation. Okay, you are going to trade expectation for appreciation. What do I mean? So for me, one of the things that I do each and every morning, you guys, some of you guys may know or may not know, I keep a journal with me, okay? And I write down gratitude. Each and every morning, I write down gratitude. Also, you want to understand this. Whatever you feel that you are lacking in your life or that there's some limitations in your life, the more those things will continuously show up. I'm going to give you guys an example. I remember as I do videos, right? We have content creators. We have a place where so we could go and look at our analytics to see how many views we got on a video, to see our watch hours and things like that. So I remember at times where as though I would watch it and then my analytics and I would expect, a certain amount of numbers on my videos. And one of the things that I started saying was, but what if one person watches your video? Okay. Now this creates a appreciation as opposed to an expectation. Okay. Because every time you feel like, well, I should be further along, or every time you feel like, well, I should have way more than this. Okay. Basically, what you're saying is you're not grateful for what you currently have. I often would give this analysis of the universe, God, whatever you want to deem it, okay, is always looking for ways to give us things, is always looking for ways to bless us, okay? And if you are like that friend, okay, the friend that you may give a gift to, and every time you give this friend a gift, they just not appreciative. They may say things like, oh, well, I thought you was going to get me something better. Or they may say things like, oh, this little cheap thing. Imagine if you had a friend like that. Would you want to continuously give that friend gifts or give that friend anything? No. In the universe, God, source, is the same exact way. So instead of you looking at what you don't have, start paying attention to what you do have. Because the moment you start paying attention to what you do have, the more you are able to receive. But the moment you start saying, you don't have this, you don't have that, you start comparing your life to other people, okay? You start feeling like, your life would be so much better if you had these things. Let me tell you a secret. What if you enjoyed your life for where you currently are right now? How much better would you feel when you once get there to the thing that you desire? You will feel so much better, okay? You will better now, but you will feel even more better, okay? Once you get there, because now it's like, oh, I enjoyed my life, I'm happy with life, and don't put. Another reason why you may be suffering is because you putting a cap on your happiness. Okay. You may be a person like I used to be, right? The moment I got shoes or bags or perfume, pocketbooks, my hair done, okay? Those things are just add-ons. They're not supposed to like outright change you, so to speak, right? I remember when I would get shoes, I would feel so happy. But one of the things that I started noticing was my happiness, it started to cease. The reason why it started to cease was because I was putting a title on my happiness. So it would go something like this. Oh, I'm so happy I got these shoes. And I would be elated. I would be excited. But then a few days later, I will go back to the way I was. Happiness has no title, okay? Happiness is just happiness. It's no title. It's no, oh, I'm happy because of this, or I'm happy because of that. Happiness, you just happy, right? And so, if you want to end all suffering, first, you have to be aware, okay? What are some of the things that you tend to do when you wake up in the morning, okay? If the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is look on your phone and start looking at someone else's life. By the way, you don't know these people from a milk cart and a can of paint. You don't know these people. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But you did comparing your life to somebody else's life, okay? If you do that first thing in the morning, I could almost assure you that your life is going to feel crappy. Your day is going to feel crappy because now you in comparison mode, okay? Instead of you being in creativity or creative mode, you are in comparison mode. You are in competing mode, okay? And so what I need you to do is to end your suffering, okay? I need you, and let me tell you something, friend, okay? You can't complain about your life if you're not willing to take the first step. The first step would be you going to buy a journal. I don't care if you get the journal from Dollar Tree. In fact, that's where I got mine from. It doesn't have to be a real fancy journal. It can just be a journal. If you don't have cash for a journal, okay, you could get some pieces of paper. Okay, I'm quite sure somebody in your house got a notebook. Okay, I want you each and every morning to write out your gratitude journey. What are you grateful for? There is always something that we could be grateful for, that we should be grateful for. And if you can write out, I would say 10 things each and every morning, okay? Watch how your life starts to change. I also highly, highly recommend you guys get this book, okay? I've been talking about this book. I've been sharing the books that I tend to read, how I start changing my perception, and it's an ongoing thing. It's not like, oh, I'm going to do this today and then tomorrow I'm never going to do it again. No, this is an ongoing thing because you've been programmed to pay attention to lack and limitation. And if you want more in your life, you can't study lack and limitation. You have to study the thing that you desire to have. And so if you are suffering, it's because you are constantly putting all your attention to what you currently don't have. And if you are constantly putting your attention to what you don't have, guess what? You're going to continuously not have because that's where all your focus is going. Remember, we don't get in life what we say we want. We get in life what we are. And so if you are an appreciative person, if you are in gratitude, the more the universe will give you, the more God will give you. But you have to come from a place of appreciation and not from a place of constant expectation. As I was thinking about this video yesterday, a thought came to me in the bathroom and I was thinking, I said, some people may say, well, because I was thinking this, if you are in business and if you get one sale, just say you get one sale per day. Now you expect to get 20 sales a day. But that's just not how things are going right now. That doesn't mean that you will forever get one sale per day. I mean, if you're not changing. perhaps you will. But just suppose if you are so grateful for that one sale per day. Now, some may say, well, what the heck is one sale going to do? You know, that's not going to do too much for me. In fact, that's what I thought about in the bathroom. The ego was speaking so loud. And then I thought, but what if you got that one sale? How would that one sale change your life? Because last time I checked, one sale was better than no sale. One view was better than no view. And so once you start changing and trading your expectations for appreciation, your life is going to change. And I'm going to just close with this. Okay. I have read this book so many times. You guys, some of you guys who are new to my channel, the Prosperity Bible, it has so many books in one book. So it had Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It has Charles Haynes, The Master Key. It has Florence Shen, The Game of Life and How to Play It. It has so many books, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. Okay, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. It has so many books in one book. And one of the things I love about the Prosperity Bible is it has a whole section in The Science of Getting Rich, which is chapter 7. And it talks about gratitude. Okay. And I'm going to just close out with gratitude. Okay. Gratitude. The illustration given in this last chapter will have conveyed to the reader the fact that the first step towards getting rich is to convey the idea of your wants to the formless substance. This is true, and you will see that in order to do so, it becomes necessary to relate yourself to the formless intelligence in a harmonious way. To secure this harmonious relation is a matter of such primary and vital importance that I shall give some space to its discussion here and give you instructions, which, if you will follow them, will be certain to bring you into perfect unity of mind with God. The whole process of mental adjustment and atonement can be summed up in one word: gratitude. First, you believe that there is one intelligent substance from which all things proceed. Second, you believe that this substance gives you everything you desire. And third, you relate yourself to it by a feeling of deep and profound gratitude. One thing I know for sure, we can't do two things at the same time. Meaning, you can't operate from lack and limitation and high expectations and then focus on gratitude. Is one or the other. And so if you want to end your suffering, one of the things that you're going to start doing is writing out a gratitude list. Start being thankful for the things that you currently have in your life. Because if you're not grateful for the things that you currently have, you will not be grateful for the bigger things that you desire to have. So if we start with the small things, and that's one of the phenomenal things about life is, you know, you have to understand that there's duality, right, in this here universe. And one of the phenomenal things that I love is, you know, for the person that the amount isn't necessarily the amount that you desire to have. And that can be in any aspect of your life, okay? It can be with anything, with money or whatever. But imagine if you start practicing these healthy habits while the amounts are small. That way, if you practice these healthy habits while the amounts are small, then it'll be a no-brainer when the amounts are large. I believe in you, friend, and I know that you got this. But remember what I said. If you're not willing to take the first step, you will not be willing to take the second step. Another book that I highly recommend is The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power by Vernon Howard. In this book, it talks about suffering too. Okay, it says suffering has no power over you. Let's clarify our discoveries. We can either suffer from our suffering or we can use it to end suffering. Okay, when he's saying we can use it to end suffering, what Vernon Howard, the author of Mystic Path to Cosmic Power, what he merely is saying is you can use your suffering to end suffering by being aware. Okay, by being aware. When you see that their ego want to go there to you not having this or not having that, having these high ginormous expectations, okay, when you see the ego want to go there and you are aware, you have a choice. Nope, I'm not going there today. I'm gonna focus on what I have. Okay, to abolish anguish, we must understand its nature. What is suffering? It is a face-to-face encounter with something that the forced self doesn't want to face. It is resistance against the truth, against reality. We resist the very truth that could liberate us because we don't recognize it, because we are still under the delusion that falsehood is all there is. Suffering is nothing more than an attempt by nature to help us face illusions we don't even suspect we harbor. Like when I told you guys I would buy all those things, materialized things, and there's nothing wrong with them. Okay, it's nothing wrong with you wanting a new pair of shoes, girl. Okay, a new bag, or some new perfume. Okay, it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with you wanting luxury and the finer things. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's something wrong with it if you don't know who you are. There's something wrong with it if you have high expectations for these things and think that these things will make you happy. Is something wrong with it if you are comparing yourself to what the next person have and what you don't have? You will continuously live your life on a roller coaster trying to keep up with the Joneses and still not feeling fulfilled. It becomes a addiction, so to speak. Every time you turn around, you want more and more and more. And there's nothing wrong with wanting more. But what about the things that you already have? What about being grateful for what you currently have now? Is it saying that I had heard from Jay Shetty? And one of the things Jay Shetty said, he was telling the story of this guy who was pretty much, I guess, complaining about how he had to walk. And it goes like, this person was, upset that they had to walk until they seen someone with no shoes. So if you constantly are operating from, look at all the things you're missing in your life. Friend, you're not missing anything. Everything that you currently have right now, it is from your consciousness. You created this thing. And remember this, before you had these things, you once wanted them. And so there's a way to end suffering. Trade your expectations for appreciation, for gratitude. And with that being said, I love you guys. Make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.